What's up, Lions Nation, and what is up to the entire nation for the NFL? Because this is Gridiron Chat, our brand new show presented by We Are Lions Nation podcast. We have myself, the Soul Man, Smoking Jeremy B, the Stat Man,
What's up?
and our newest member for this show, we have Dan Leonard joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, Jeremy.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, that countdown, it begins when?
Not yet.
Now. Oh.
No, we're not doing it yet. There's something I want to do first. I just wanted to let everybody know that today the Lions podcasting family lost an awesome person. Sean Jennings from Die Hard Den podcast passed away suddenly today. So we wanted to give our condolences and a quick shout out to him and his family, and Kurt Steele as well. This man of steel himself, his co-host on that show. Our thoughts are with you here at We Are Lions Nation podcast, and we wish you, your family and his family all the best.
Yeah, Sean was a true fan. I always seen him in the Facebook groups, always commented on our shows and on Detroit Lions on the Prowl as well.
I also want to say, because sorry, I thought you were done.
You're
My
all right.
bad. I also want to say, seeing how Monday is what it was, let's give honor and respect to all of our veterans out there.
Yes.
Yeah, Sean, you will be missed by us here and all of the Detroit Lions podcast around. Awesome guy. I had the pleasure of speaking to him. I think once I was on this show, and it was fun. So, like you said, Statman, always popping in, always commenting, and it's just this whole Lions podcasting thing is a. You'd be surprised at how big of a group it actually is, and everybody comes together and everybody works with each other. So super sad loss for Sean's family and Kurt as well.
I didn't know him, but condolences to his family. We'll pray for him.
Yeah, prayers your way from all of us here. All right, Statman.
Condolences to everybody.
Let's hit it.
Hey, Smoking Jeremy B. The countdown begins
Now.
All right. So this is it, boys. This is our newest show, the new addition to the We Are Lions Nation podcast strand, or whatever you want to call it. This is Gridiron Chat. We are talking all NFL. We got some news to talk about tonight. We also are going to be looking at the playoff picture right now as it stands, midway point, and then we'll be doing that every week. Logan, we're gonna have a featured division, which is the AFC East this week, and NFC East. Sorry, and you'll have the stats on that as well. And then Dan, you got a new segment for us tonight too, and we can't wait to hear all about that. It's going to be all about your key parlays for this upcoming weekend for throwing that bet on. So.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be fun. Can't wait to get it started. So let's do that now. But before we do, a quick reminder that We Are Lions Nation podcast right now is currently sitting at 111 subscribers, out on our way to that 1,000 mark. So that being said, please, if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button and click the likes. Like. That only helps us with our YouTube and gets us out there more. So more people, more awesome fans can see us. We wanted to bring you a brand new show. We wanted to talk NFL. We thought it'd be fun just because we end up doing it a lot of times anyway. So we thought, why not just go with it? So super excited about it. Hey, thanks for the like, whoever that just was that just did that. Thank you so much. And share with all of your NFL and Detroit Lions fans. We got 2 comments coming in, fellas. Victor, what's up, guys? What's up, Victor? Thanks for popping in.
What's going on, Vic?
What's poppin', Vic?
And Amanda hopping in. What's up, guys? Excited for the new stuff.
Thank you, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Mrs. Statman.
Mrs. Statman.
It's official. It's official now. Mrs. Statman. You heard it.
Do they call her at the grocery store yet?
I tried paging her. She didn't come.
Hey, Smoking Jeremy B. Why don't you tell the people what we're looking for? You know, as far as inviting people in, what are we're trying to get people in here. Why don't you give them a heads up at what we're looking for?
We kind of want like-minded people like us that are diehard fans, mostly positive. We don't want this to be a trash talk show where you trash the other teams in your division. We want honest opinions where we can get your input on why you are a fan, who is your favorite player, what do you think about your team's odds going forward throughout the season.
Yeah, so when we do this show, if you want, you know, we'll let you guys know what division we're doing this week. And if you want to be a part of it and represent your team, just let us know. We'll take a look and hopefully be able to get you on the show and talk about your team.
And you can message any one of the four of us.
Next week, we are featuring the NFC South.
Yes. This week, NFC East.
My wife says she likes the name Mrs. Statman.
Aw. I want a Mrs. Statman.
Aw. That's true love right there.
Whoa.
You'd need a Mrs. Soulman, not a Mrs. Statman.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But you get it.
Oh, okay.
I get what you meant.
Yeah. So let's hit it up, boys. Let's start out with the news because we got some news to talk about. Jeremy B, let me know. Can you read this?
Yeah. Henry Ruggs drove his car after the game on Sunday, an hour when he smashed into a Toyota RAV4, which burst into flames and killed the woman and her dog in the vehicle. And as if that wasn't enough, when they searched his vehicle afterwards, they found an unregistered gun that was loaded in the car. So that's 2 more felonies. He's facing up to 46 years in prison.
Yeah,
Damon Arnett.
I even heard 50 today. I heard 50 years today for him. Yeah, so Henry Ruggs still under.
No, the last report I saw was, yeah. It's horrible. Damon Arnett, a QB that was considered a high prospect. He brandished an AK-47 and threatened people on a viral video, basically ruining his career before he even steps foot in the NFL.
Yeah, I actually seen pictures of him. I don't think I seen the actual video, but I did see pictures of him on there brandishing the gun. So two Raiders. So let's talk about just the first two. 2 Raiders players completely messing everything up. What's the thing, Jeremy B? JB?
If you're gonna, can you hear me?
No, you're breaking
up. Hello?
Me.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I got you now.
All right. If you're going to go on a video, at least use common sense. You know, don't do something that's going to be detrimental to yourself, your team, or the image of the NFL or the NCAA, whatever you're involved with. Because once that gets out, you can't take it back because it's going to get shared all over the place.
Yeah.
And don't post the video yourself.
You shouldn't be doing that anyway. You got life made. Why are you doing stupid shit? You know what I mean? Like, it don't make sense.
It goes back. It's this generation. Everything they do needs to be documented for social media somewhere. I'm sure we've all done stupid stuff when we were younger, but we weren't dumb enough to record ourselves doing illegal stuff.
Wait.
Self-incrimination.
Here's the thing. Here is the best part. The reason why we didn't get our stuff out there on social media is because social media did not exist till 2009.
I still wouldn't have videotaped myself doing something that I knew was wrong and I could get in big trouble for it. I'm sorry, just I wouldn't do it.
I mean, half the stuff I
Hey,
did from the age of 10 to 20, if it was out there on a video somewhere, I'd probably still be getting my butt whooped by my parents.
we were dumb, not stupid.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to pull off half the lies that I said when I was a kid. I would have never been able to pull that off. Statman, what's your thoughts? Basically, you know, there's 2 Raiders players, their life's pretty much falling apart. What are your thoughts? Is it after John Gruden, then you have this stuff happening? Is it basically just the Raiders? Are they spiraling out of control right now?
I don't think that's that. I think they knew that when they drafted these 2 guys that they had off the field issues, and they were trying to groom these guys to be better than that. And this is where sometimes that trial and error, you get the error instead of the positive picture of it. You know what I mean? Some guys you can turn around, sometimes you can't. I mean, bottom line, they made a mistake, and now they're going to have to pay the rest of their life for it. Because Damon Arnett is not going to get another opportunity anytime soon.
No.
XFL.
No.
Yeah. We got.
The problem is people
ahead, Dan.
draft. The problem really is people draft people just based on talent, and they overlook their character concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Which that is one thing we can say the Lions have only done a couple of times in their history in the last 30 years of draft, is they don't draft people without character.
Hey, Bolt Fan 44 is hopping in. What's up, Bolt Fan? Says, hey guys, I also heard Delvin Cook has a lawsuit against him as well for assault from the Vikings. Yeah, that's actually something that we are going to touch on here in just a few moments. But first, I want to get to the other news story here. Aaron Rodgers had to miss the last week due to COVID protocols because he was not vaccinated. Green Bay Packers were fined $300,000 for COVID violations, and Aaron Rodgers fined for Halloween party. So, your guys' take, Jeremy B.
Well, the NFLPA did agree to the NFL protocols and what the penalties would be. So therefore, Aaron Rodgers is basically going to cost himself a third of a game check by being stupid.
I just now heard about the Halloween party thing, so I don't really know what that was about.
Is that what they got fined $300,000 for too, or?
No, it was a combination of everything because he was supposed to be masked up during practices and when he wasn't on the field and around the team. In other words, he put the whole team in danger by not following what's going on.
Victor says, I heard OBJ might be coming to New Orleans. We are going to talk about OBJ here, Victor, in just a moment. You guys are popping in with the stories that we ain't got to yet, but that's all right. We'll get to them.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, how do you feel about Aaron? I beat you to it. Sorry, Andrew.
You did.
I have different thoughts on it a little bit. He should have been masked up, which is whatnot. He should have never came off acting like he was vaccinated when he wasn't. Granted, he may not have technically lied, but he still put that perception out there. He hurt his team. And from what I was reading today, he's got a quarantine for another 10 days, so his status for Sunday is going to be in question.
So that's 2 weeks in a row now that the Packers aren't going to have him, and all because of him being whatever, Karen Rodgers. And now he's throwing his whole team. They didn't play very well with Jordan Love under the helm last weekend. Statman, your thoughts? He's
being Aaron Rodgers. He's cocky. He thinks he's above the world. Thinks he's number one. His poop don't stink, pretty much. I don't like him. I don't like him as a guy. I don't like his character as of late. And honestly, this is last year at Green Bay. Maybe he's trying to prove to Green Bay before the end of the year how valuable he really is to the team.
Trying to get it so he doesn't get franchise tagged.
You say valuable, like here's what you
here's the guy you drafted. Look how he plays. Look at how you're losing. Look how all of a sudden the rush game is no longer there. Aaron Jones didn't do anything this last week. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, whether we love him or hate him, makes a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly hate.
He's one of those quarterbacks that will always make a difference. You can see it when he's in the game.
I respect his game.
He does. Yep.
But I'm going to tell you, it's more that he's being the smartest dumbass in the room.
I mean,
and that is a PG-13 statement.
Yeah,
I honestly think he's doing it on purpose. That's my intuition on it. I feel like he's trying to throw darts at Green Bay before.
You can't say he got infected on purpose, but he pretended.
No, not that. But
you can't say he
pretended to be vaccinated. All
on
that.
Purpose. Yeah, it's.
I'm just meaning like
even Cole
the way
Beasley,
how it's all working out with the Halloween party and everything else.
Gave up and got vaccinated because he was worried about the protocols against unvaccinated players.
Victor says, especially the man bun.
Yeah, the man bun.
Oh God, I wish this wasn't PG-13 because I have a great nickname for man buns.
Hey, thanks to everybody that's watching in right now. Love seeing all the people coming in here watching. Thank you for joining us on our premiere episode of Gridiron Chat, presented by We Are Lions Nation podcast. Make sure you're hitting that like button if you're watching right now. Click, click, click. And thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Let's go check the rest of the news for the NFL. Here's a couple big ones coming out. Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook maintained his innocence during a 5-minute news conference on Wednesday in which he addressed a lawsuit filed against him by an ex-girlfriend alleging that he abused her during an altercation at his home last year. He said, "I just want everybody to know I'm the victim in this situation, and the truth and the details about the situation will come out at a further time." The 26-year-old running back was accused by a 29-year-old former girlfriend. I'm not going to read her name. A sergeant in the U.S. Army of assault, battery, and false imprisonment, according to a lawsuit filed on Tuesday. Now, there are photos. There is photos out there of her. If you haven't seen them, I'm not going to put them on the show. But they are out there. Dalvin Cook was in a press conference today. That's where that statement came from. He did say those exact words. So let's start with you, Statman. What do you think, man?
I don't like woman abusers, guys that hit women, period. I don't care what she did to him. He is way stronger than her.
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, you're talking about an NFL athlete compared to a smaller woman. I mean, there's no reason for it.
I mean, have you seen? She's not very big, and he's Dalvin Cook. He's huge.
He had to have hit her several times for her face to look like that. Several.
Yep.
So that means he was.
There's messages. There's a text message that was released from him, or a Facebook message, one of the two, that said basically him apologizing. Blah blah blah. He literally admitted it on that message.
Yep.
So I don't know why
he definitely did, man. Well, did you read the whole thing about it? About how she got a hold of a spare remote for the garage door and literally broke into his house when all this happened?
No, I did not see that.
That's how she got into his house, and he was in there with another girl. I don't agree with him hitting a girl ever. But she put herself in that situation, breaking into his house.
I heard she maced him, too.
I don't doubt it.
There's something going around about her macing him.
Motor City Podcast. Hey, hold on.
Around with somebody else.
So I just got alerted that the StreamYard is having trouble streaming on Facebook right now. So anybody that was watching on Facebook, I super apologize. Hopefully you'll hop over here on YouTube because we are not on Facebook at the moment right now. I just completely quit on Facebook.
Oh, man.
Motor City Podcast says, "Hey guys, what's up, Motor City Podcast?"
Hey, Tyler.
Yeah, I will see if I can get it fixed, but I'm not sure. They're trying. It's trying to fix it right now. So if it gets fixed, hopefully you guys will see us come pop back up on YouTube or Facebook here momentarily. And we apologize. Who was next on their thoughts? I know. Sorry, that popped up right in front of my screen. So, who?
I have one.
Go ahead, JB.
Any man that's willing to put his hands on a woman out of anger does not deserve a man card. It's ridiculous. You never put your hands on a woman out of anger. To protect yourself, to push them away from you and stuff like that, I'm all good with. They can slap you, kick you, bite you, hit you, whatever. Just push them away. You're stronger than they are 99.9% of the time, unless it's like China from the WWE.
All right, Pete, Sean. Yeah, Dar says, yeah, just kicked me off Facebook, but he is with us now on YouTube. So thank you, Dar, for hopping on over to YouTube. Hopefully more of you guys that are watching on Facebook will do the same. Dan, did you already comment on this? Yes. Statman?
I did.
I did
too. Pretty much said what you wanted to say. Yeah, I didn't want to look at the picture very long, but unfortunately, it was there.
It hurt to get up.
Yeah, he did, and there's no reason for that at all. I think anybody. I'd like to know more. I can't wait to find out more, as in what Delvin Cook may be saying. That he's innocent. How is he innocent when he's sending a text message or a Facebook message that claims he isn't from his own words? So that might just say on that,
Andy. I will say on that. If you read that text message there, that whole text message just sounds like he's trying to get back with the girl too, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's saying,
he's
saying he made a mistake.
With another girl.
Mm.
And honestly, in my opinion, the only way you should ever hit a girl like that is she's coming at you with a knife or a gun, and that's the only way to defend yourself at that point. You can't subdue them.
Absolutely.
Yep. You don't ever. Yeah. Other than that, disgusting. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully, we'll have more news when it comes to Delvin Cook next week, at least. I'm sure we'll hear plenty more before that time.
And I just dropped him
Let's
on my
take
fantasy.
a quick moment, Jeremy B., and thank our sponsor.
Oh, let's say a special thanks to A1 Tire and Auto. 2 locations to serve you in Saginaw and Bay City. We deal in new and used tires, custom wheels. We also do window tinting at the Saginaw location. Mention this ad and you will get $10 off your services.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy B. And remember, if you would like to, come on over to wearelionsnation.com and get yourself some of that awesome We Are Lions Nation podcast gear, like our awesome bucket hat and our Smoking That Hopium t-shirt. Or sweatshirt. Make sure you hop over there and get yourself some sweet gear, sweet We Are Lions Nation merchandise. Logan's got the bucket hat and he loves it, and Amanda's got them pants and she loves those. So far, everybody that's gotten the stuff is very happy with their merchandise. So go ahead and hop over there and check it out if you have not.
And I also have the Statman tank top. I'm telling you, that's like the hottest item on there. So
yeah, that's
fire. You get a chance to get that.
I'm wearing my Statman t-shirt under my shirt.
See?
We actually have all the cast members on there. The Smoking Jeremy B shirt. We got the Soul Man shirt.
We got the crew shirt. We got the crew shirt with all of us on it at once. So, yeah.
That's the one that's hot to me.
There's lots of shirt. Yes, there is a Statman shirt. There is.
We already heard that like 6 times.
Yeah, there's a Statman shirt.
Well, you're going to be sneaking into people's house, whispering in their ears.
In other news, free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. is considering the Kansas City Chiefs, Green Bay Packers, and New Orleans Saints as possible landing spots. League sources told ESPN's Deanna Rossani on Wednesday the Green Bay Packers are offering Odell Beckham Jr. a veteran minimum contract to join the team, according to Tom Silverstein of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel earlier Tuesday. So he had 3 teams in mind, and now Green Bay has supposedly made him an offer. Thoughts, Jeremy B?
Well, this wouldn't be the first time there was a little bit of a questionable diva wide receiver going to the Green Bay Packers and doing well. In the past, it was Andre Rison. He went there and won a Super Bowl with Brett Favre.
Yeah, those teams were better, though.
Yeah, I always say everybody's better than the Packers, other than maybe, I'm not going to get into that because we're supposed to talk about them this show. I'll leave my comments on that alone.
Hey, just real quick, we are back on Facebook now. I just fixed it. So I think we are back on Facebook. We are talking about Odell Beckham Jr. Possibly the Green Bay Packers had made him an offer. Dan, what's your thoughts?
I don't think he's going there. I think he's going to the Saints, honestly. They offer him the veteran minimum, and he's too full of himself to take a deal that's team-friendly. And why do they want him? They have good receivers, and the dude's always hurt.
No idea.
We all believe that.
Amanda says, I'm stronger than Logan.
She'd probably
more than likely.
She'd probably kick my ass for real.
I don't doubt it. Look at you.
The main thing is, Logan, you're smart enough to let her.
Victor says he needs to come back to New Orleans. So I don't know. I know Green Bay was one of the interested teams. I don't think Andy Reid, from what I thought I seen earlier, is not very interested in Odell Beckham Jr. So, I mean, I think it comes down to New Orleans or the Packers. And if he doesn't make a move on the Packers offer soon, then it's probably going to be the Saints. I mean, those are the three choices that he wanted to be on. So,
wasn't it the Saints, the Packers, and the Seahawks?
Yeah, and the Chiefs. Yep. So there was 4. I don't know about the Seahawks. I haven't heard anything on them if they were wanting him or not, or interested or not. But I know Andy Reid pretty much said he wasn't.
Well, after just giving that big extension to Travis Kelce, they also got the big extension on Mahomes that starts this coming season. They got so much money wrapped up in offense, they really can't afford to do it. I don't know how they're going to afford to retain Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's going to be big. That's going to be big if he becomes a free agent. Man.
There's no way they let him go. Absolutely no possible way because nobody else there.
Between Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and the O-line, plus they got a continued dead cap hit from Duvernay being gone. They are going to have over $142 million out of the $205 million wrapped up in offense.
Didn't they give Tyrann Mathieu a big contract too?
Yep.
Yeah. That's their only big defensive extension so far because everybody else is coming up on contract years, and that defense is a little shapoopoo.
Well, for that high
paid big money.
That high paid offense is not doing very much this year, that's for sure.
Crazy Ken.
One of those defensive players is Chris Jones. It's going to be coming up soon.
Chris Jones and Frank Clark. I doubt they want to re-sign Frank Clark because he pulled a disappearing act this year.
Crazy Ken says, hey, guys, lost track of time. Sorry. Hey, we're just glad you're here.
You're all good.
Ken. We are just glad you're here now.
Yes, sir. We're just sitting here drinking Mountain Dew and, talking some NFL football.
Yes, we are.
On a little note that we need to add for locally, our Lions picked up Josh Reynolds from the Titans off of the waiver wire. We also signed a couple practice squads and a 6'4", 212-pound wide receiver. We also re-signed to the practice squad Tom Kennedy after releasing him from the active roster.
Yeah, and I know. We were talking about it earlier. Logan, I know, Statman, you're pretty excited about Reynolds coming aboard, hey?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an instant connection between him and Goff. They played together in LA, and I think honestly that was the best time Reynolds has had on the field is under Goff as the quarterback. So I think it's going to be better than what we had. Let's just put it that way. And I think he comes in instantly at number 1.
No, can I just say that microphone is crisp. That is a crisp microphone you got there. Oh,
and it's also dirt cheap for this year.
Yes.
We got him for $500,000 the rest of the season.
500,000. Dar says, "And Goff will still not see them wide open."
Big facts. Big
Well,
facts.
the other good news is Taylor Decker has been doing well in practice, so it's more than likely he's going to be playing at left tackle, and Penei Sewell will be replacing the bum-ass Matt Nelson.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome news. Lions making some moves. That's awesome. I don't think, Jeremy B, there wasn't any other big roster moves from any of the other teams, correct, that you've seen?
I haven't really seen anything huge other than the big extension I mentioned for Kelsey.
Yeah, other than that, I don't think there were any other moves.
I heard something by an untrue source. I don't believe it, but something about Deshaun Jackson to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that's right. I did see that today. He is a Raider now.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they got an aging, lost a step, speedy receiver.
Better than what they don't have now.
Well, it's better than the guy that's probably going to be sitting in jail the rest of his life.
Go ahead, Dan.
Did you guys hear about Sam Darnold probably being done for the season now?
What? Really?
Sam Darnold.
He has a fracture. An incomplete fracture of his scapula, and the best comment was like, "God, he can't even complete a break."
Yep. you can't even complete a fracture. That's what it said. Can't even complete a fracture.
Oh, that was the best comment ever. That guy gets the comment of the day on the internet for me.
Again, hey, everybody, thanks for joining us so much. Thanks for coming in and watching us live. We are now live on YouTube and Facebook again. So thank you all for your patience. Please hit that like button if you're watching. We need those likes to go up. So please, if you'd be so kind, please click that like button and share with all your friends. And make sure you're subscribing if you're over on YouTube watching.
Oh, yeah, and Jashawn Cornell for the Lions got moved to the non-injury related IR.
Crazy Ken says, "I'm glad the Lions are the only team getting back refereeing. Fields wasn't being protected by the refs."
Not at all. That was some horrible officiating in that game, and I think that taunting call was the second worst, if not the most worst one I've seen all season.
Those were the best calls ever. Best ever. Because I hate the Bears. I don't care. They can
hate the Bears.
They can suffer the loss of the refs like we have against them several times. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Bears fans always told us that we had no room to complain anytime we had game decision making penalties at the end of games. They told us to stop crying about it. That one play didn't cause the whole game to lose, right? So I'm saying the same thing to Bears fans. There's no reason you guys should have played a better game. You should have played better, and you would have won. Sorry.
The refs are winning.
I guess you're gonna have to start knocking out the refs then.
I like what Statman said. Hey, Dar says Kamara got injured today.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
That's new news. Glad I don't have him on my fantasy team.
Period.
That's fresh news.
Just said period. Dar said period symbol. So I think
which means we're going to see a lot more of Mark Ingram, the Flint-born Michigan guy.
Yeah, and we're planning on having a injury segment starting next week on this show as well. So we'll try to update you on any NFL injuries that we have available at that time. So thank you, Dar. It looks like it's going to be a knee sprain for Kamara.
And if you guys have the availability to grab him in fantasy, Alexander Madison, swoop him up.
Good move.
Because Dalvin Cook is not going to be playing.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this one. Who do you think is going to be running back for the Browns this week with Chubb and Felton both in the COVID protocols?
Who's
both
left?
tested positive.
Yeah, and Kareem Hunt's still hurt.
Who's left then?
Man, they don't have Duke Johnson Jr.
I
anymore.
bet you
That sucks.
You might see the reemergence of a free agent being signed. I see possibly Todd Gurley coming in.
They did. The Titans brought in AP.
Yep.
When
Or they could go to the oldest guy that still gets 1,000 yards every time he's on the field for 10 games. They could get Frank Gore.
He's setting up for a boxing match.
Frank Gore's going to be boxing. He's going to be boxing soon.
If he gets the chance to make NFL number, if he gets the chance to make NFL money as a starter again, he will drop that match in a heartbeat. I guarantee it.
Victor says real quick.
He's getting starter money for that fight, man. He's fighting Darren Williams on the Jake Paul undercard.
Oh, of course, Jake Paul. Who's Jake Paul fighting again?
Tommy Fury. Tyson Fury's little brother.
Tyson Fury. No, it's actually Tyson.
Is it?
I heard it was Tyson Fury.
Victor says, I hope not. Ingram isn't what he used to be. No, he's not.
Tyson would knock out Jake or Logan Paul one punch. Dude, it wouldn't even last.
I heard
Paul
also
brothers
that,
would not last.
I heard also
it'd be fun to watch.
Mike Tyson and Jake Paul might, or Logan Paul, whatever one it is.
It's Logan fighting Tyson or Tommy Fury, and Jake Paul is talking about fighting Mike Tyson.
So Jake Paul's gonna die. Mike Tyson's still good. I'm sorry.
A very quick and painful death.
I'm sure it's going to be a no knockout rule in that fight.
Oh, you mean like the Deontay Wilder fight?
It's going to be a tap. It's going to be like jabs. That's all Tyson's going to be able to do against Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whoever they're fighting.
Yeah, it's Tommy versus Jake on December 18th. I just looked it up again.
It's Grandpa
an elbow.
Grandma Paul, whatever Paul comes in, decides to fight.
All right, let's get back to NFL.
Yeah,
yes.
And the NFC East.
No, we're not. We're going to take a look at the
least
playoff picture, boys. So right now, playoff watch. NFC right now here's how it laid out. We got the Cardinals at number 1, Packers sitting at number 2, the Bucks are sitting at number 3, Cowboys 4, Rams 5, Saints are number 6, and Falcons are number 7. In the hunt in the NFC, you have the Panthers, Vikings, Seahawks, and 49ers. All right, guys, let's break down that. Let's start with the NFC. Dan.
The Giants are still in the hunt.
They weren't in there.
I know. They still have a chance to win the division, depending on how it goes, and they have one of the easiest schedules left.
How?
I only listed the top 4 in the hunt here. So if you look at the NFC, the way it stacks up, pretty much once you get down to that in the hunt area, all the teams have horrible records. So
yeah, anybody can get in except for maybe a couple of teams,
like the Lions.
Absolutely, especially.
Damn it! I wasn't going to say it.
I did.
I was trying to be nice and not bring us up.
Any surprises there, Dan, for you from what you've seen in the top 7? Any surprises midway through the season?
The Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody expected them to do anything this year, especially once they traded Julio. They don't have an established running back right now. They got Mike Davis running for them. They got Cordell Patterson, I guess it is. That's their jack of all trades.
Yeah, he's a receiver for a long time in returner with Minnesota.
Yep, they drafted him the year they let Randy Moss go.
I think Patterson is doing amazing. That guy can play everything, I feel like.
Did you hear his explanation about why he doesn't mind doing all the different stuff he does?
What was his explanation?
He goes, growing up, his mom worked 3 jobs so that they didn't have to be stuck in poverty and that the kids would be able to do stuff they want. He goes, so she could work 3 jobs to support him and his family. He could play 3 different positions to get paid millions of dollars.
Yep.
Perfectly
to
said.
play a kid's to play a kid's sport is exactly what he said at the end of it.
Hey JB, anything the top 7 or in the hunt? Any of those teams stand out to you, or are you surprised? Anything surprising there?
Well, didn't the Cardinals lose another game?
I don't think
No,
so.
they won.
No? Okay. But still, I think it should be right now. There's only 2 one-loss teams because the Rams have lost, the Bucks have lost. The Cowboys should be moved up, as much as I hate to say it.
Dallas lost last week, so they're 2 losses.
Yep.
Oh,
they're
they have
6-2.
2 losses now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Denver
Dak
put
came
them
back and then they
whooping
Yeah,
lost.
but they're... Wow. Oh, that's right. It was the Broncos.
Yeah.
Hey, how about that? A
surprised
cowboy
everybody.
got bucked by a horse.
Except for Brendan Cook. Brendan Cook picked the Broncos on our show.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't see the Cardinals being as good as they are this year, to be honest. But not
I did.
surprising.
I
to me
said
is
it was gonna.
I did.
the Packers, Bucks.
I said, oh,
Not surprising.
Yep.
Cowboys are a little bit of a surprise for me, and so are the Falcons. Those are the teams that, and like I said, in the hunt. If you look at the actual records, everybody is almost the same, and it's all not good.
yeah, it's 3 or 4 wins. That's
Yep.
all it is.
That's why the Giants are still in the hunt. 3 wins.
Statman.
Yeah, I think the only surprise there is the Falcons. They didn't start out very good this year. And then teams started coming in, I think, thinking they were just going to run all over them. And that Kyle Pitts, he's everything he was projected to be in college. Tell you what, that kid's got talent.
You know what disappoints me about Pitts is he gets a lot of yards, but he doesn't score as many touchdowns as you would think he would score. But
You know who he reminds me of? He's the tight end, big version of Julio Jones. Tons of yards, tons of first downs, and not a red zone threat.
Crazy Ken says so did I pick the Broncos.
Oh, yeah. He did pick the Broncos.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Not so crazy.
Sorry
is he
about that,
now?
Ken.
And we all thought you were wrong. You proved us wrong.
Let's take a look at the NFC. We got the
AFC.
Titans sitting at AFC. The Titans are sitting at.
You mean the
number 1.
AFC?
Yep. Ravens 2.
Yep.
Chargers 3. Bills number 4. Raiders are number 5. 6 are the Steelers. 7 are the Patriots. And in the hunt right now are the Chiefs, Browns, Bengals, and Broncos. Statman.
And all those teams also have bad records in the hunt.
Yeah. Start with you, Statman.
I would say the surprising thing is the Chiefs in the hunt and not sitting up in the top 5 seeds just because of what they did last couple of years, honestly. And I would say the Titans being number 1 would be the other surprise, especially with Derrick Henry going down. They've still been able to pull out these wins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, for me, I'm going to go with a team sitting in that. I know they're not great, but hanging in there in that 7th spot are the Patriots somehow. You know, I don't know. I seen that today. I'm like, wow, I can't believe they're right there hanging in. They're probably right on the edge. But like you, Statman, I agree 100%. I thought the Chiefs would be right up there, 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there. They're struggling all year. Dan, let's go to you.
Bring that list back up for 1 second. I just want to double check something, please. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs are the obvious one. I'm surprised the Steelers are up there in the top. I honestly figured you would have either the Browns or the Bengals there. Probably the Bengals. Because that team is stocked. In just the past couple weeks, they've been playing really bad defense. But,
yeah, and I can add the records in there for next week just so everybody can see where everybody's sitting. But if you look at the AFC, number 8, Chiefs. Well, here's how the AFC: the Patriots are 5-4, the Chiefs are 5-4, Browns are 5-4, Bengals are 5-4, Broncos are 5-4. So that's all the way down to the 11th spot. They're all 5-4. So
even Denver's sitting there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That team looks scary against Dallas.
Denver is a trap team.
Now, for the NFC, like Jeremy B had mentioned, if you look at you got the Falcons at number 7 at 4-4, then you got Panthers 4-5, Vikings 3-5, Seahawks 3-5, and you have the Niners sitting at 3-5. So the records in the NFC not so great, but because there's so many of them, that's why there's so many teams that are still able to, are still sitting in the hunt. But with the AFC, they're all pretty much tied. I mean, equal as far as record goes, all the way down to number 11 from 7.
The one thing I want to say about the NFC, it does say something that I said before the season started, is the NFC West is the best conference of the NFC, or the best division. They have all 4 teams listed from the top to in the hunt.
Yep. What's your thoughts on the AFC, Jeremy?
Well, I said before the season started, I think the Chiefs weren't going to make the playoffs because of the Super Bowl hangover and their defense got worse.
Well, and you were right.
I was one of the few that said that right off the bat from the rip.
Look, the Chiefs are still in the hunt by any means. They're still there.
By a hair. They're there by a hair. All it needs is one more bad game, and it's going to happen.
They looked
Their
good
defense.
They looked good against Green Bay, though. Granted, it was Jordan Love.
Wait, I was going to say,
good against the run.
If it had been Aaron Rodgers, I doubt they win that game.
Because that pass threat, you wouldn't be able to sit there and put 8 in the box.
Right. Jordan Love, I said it all along, they're going to regret that because that guy was a turnover machine in college.
Mm-hmm.
I like the kid. I think he could be good. I think he was put in a bad situation. If he wasn't a first-round pick, he was drafted in the 2nd round. None of this stuff goes on because Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have thrown such a fit about it, and he would have probably tried helping him out a little bit.
True.
Aaron Rodgers hated Brett Favre so much he turned into him.
Well, let's talk about our featured division of the week. We have the NFC East. Cowboys sitting at first, 6-2. You have the Eagles sitting in second at 3-6. The third team tied at 3-6 with the same record as the Eagles. You have the Giants in last place. You have the Washington football team at 2-6. Logan, we're going to start with you since you got some stats for us for that division.
Yeah, I'll go with each team's top passer, rusher, and receiver. So we're going to start with the Cowboys, 6-2 record, like Andy already said. Dak Prescott, 255 passing attempts for 2,045 yards with an 8.8-yard average, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season. Ezekiel Elliott is the leading rusher for the Cowboys with 128 attempts, 622 yards on the ground, 4.9 average, 5 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. That's a key stat for Elliott because the last couple of years he's had some struggles with the fumbles.
Yeah.
Leading receiver, no surprise, CeeDee Lamb, 41 catches, 632 yards, 15.4 yards per catch, and 4 touchdowns on the year, and no fumbles for him either. I'm going to go on to Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, 273 passing attempts for 1,981 yards, 7.3 average, 11 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions on the season. Well, the leading rusher is also Jalen Hurts. Surprise, surprise. 83 attempts for Jalen Hurts on the ground, 494 yards, 6-yard average, 5 touchdowns, and 5 fumbles. So he's turned the ball over 9 times this year, just him. And then the leading receiver, Devonta Smith, has 58 catches for 537 yards with a 14.1 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns, and 1 fumble. Next, we got the New York Football Giants and the leading passer in the NFC East, Daniel Jones, 293 attempts for 2,059 yards, 7-yard average, 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Leading rusher for the Giants, Devonta Booker, 85 attempts for 315 yards, 3.7 average, 2 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Sterling Shepard is the leading receiver for the Giants, 32 catches, 324 yards, 10 yards per catch, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. And last but not least, the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins. Taylor Heineke, 274 passing attempts for 1,928 yards, 7-yard average, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Antonio Gibson is the leading rusher this year for the football team with 111 attempts, 442 yards, 4-yard average, and 3 touchdowns and 4 fumbles. And then Terry Scary McLaurin, 43 catches, 573 yards, 13.3 yards per catch, and 4 touchdowns. And that's the stats for the NFC East.
All right, Stat Man. So why don't we get your take real quick on the NFC East as it sits right now? You know, pretty much the midway point of the season. How are you looking at the NFC East? What are you seeing that kind of stands out? What are you seeing that's surprising to you?
What's most surprising to me when I was looking through the stats, because I was going to do like the leaders in each thing for, the whole division, but it looked like the Cowboys were leading in receiving and rushing. They had two players in rushing and receiving in the top 5 for the division.
Tony Pollard's great.
Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott have been doing great this year. And then you have it was CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. We're right there in the top 5 for rushing and receiving. So, yeah. I mean, looking at it right now, it looks like the Dallas Cowboys are kind of running away with the East.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to bring up, and I'll get just 1 second, JB, and I'll let you jump in. Dallas. I think that Dak comes back. Dallas looks a little better than they did last year. I think Zeke looks way better than he did. I mean, he's playing better than he has recently. The Cowboys lost big time last week. They did lose pretty bad last week, but other than that, I think Dallas I think Dallas has a chance this year to take that division. I think my biggest surprise is the performance of Washington. Is that a quarterback thing? Jeremy B?
The biggest surprise to me is how horrible that Washington defense looked.
Yeah, expecting them to be a little bit better than what they are.
They were one of the best blitzing teams last year to go into the bottom 5 in blitzing this year.
Absolutely. Washington has one of the best defensive lines in the entire league, and they're just doing nothing with it this year.
Yeah, Statman, we're talking about Washington and how I think we're mostly surprised on how bad Washington is doing. Were you surprised at that as well?
Yeah, defensively, yeah. They should be way better than what they've been playing. And I think what hurts too is not having Fitzpatrick.
Isn't he healthy yet?
He finally came off the IR this week. He could play as early as next week.
I think Fitzpatrick makes a huge difference.
I think Heineke's good too. I just think they didn't have any real plan in place at quarterback this year at all.
I just don't think Heineke has the same leadership abilities as Fitzpatrick does.
Absolutely not. And Fitzpatrick's probably one of the smartest quarterbacks in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a freaking degree from Harvard for a reason.
Well, Dan, let's go down to you. What do you think, man? NFC East.
What do I think with the East? The biggest surprise for me is definitely the Washington defense, how bad they are. Dallas being in first, really, that doesn't mean anything. Out of all four of the teams in the division there, so far, Dallas' schedule has been the easiest. The Eagles and the Giants have like two of the easiest schedules remaining for the rest of the season in the entire NFL. And Dallas just showed that they can't play against a good defense.
Well, let me ask you guys this. You look at the NFC East. Let's go, how many more what do we got? We're halfway. So the halfway point to the end is what? 4 more games?
8 more games.
That's to the end? It's
Yeah.
8, right? So 4 more games would be halfway to that point. So let's just take 4 more games from now, another quarter, you would say. Where do you see this division? Do you see any changes, or do you see Dallas staying on top? Smoking?
I don't see how anybody's going to catch Dallas right now. I mean, the closest one is 3 games behind them. They may have the easiest part of their schedules coming up, but that means they have to win those games. And historically lately, Philly nor the Giants have been able to win their easy games. They win the games they should not win.
I agree, but both teams have definitely been playing better this past couple weeks here. The Giants should have won 3 of the games they lost. Bad coaching with the play management and dumb penalty at the very end.
Victor says Dallas on top. That's where I think he's saying that's where he sees it. Yeah. And if you look back at the playoff picture, I don't see any besides obviously, Dallas. Besides Dallas, I don't see any of the NFC East teams in there at all. Not even in the hunt. Besides Dallas, is in.
They are. They're just a game or 2 behind those guys in the hunt.
Like you said, you looked at it. 7 through 11 are all 3 and 6.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I guess maybe that last spot could be open to
now remember,
anyone.
if they all have the same record, it comes down to a coin flip and heads-up play.
A coin
I
flip
just-
and a heads-up play.
I just don't
If you
see. Go ahead.
The thing that I was trying to say is that if they didn't play each other, then those 2 teams, they flip a coin to see who makes the playoffs. If they did play heads up, it's whoever won that game gets the nod.
Yeah, whoever has the best record in the division at the time.
Mm-hmm. I just don't see Dallas losing the division. Giants might get a playoff spot, maybe that 7th, that wild card. But
I'm going to
it's
be a
gonna
bad
tough.
fan here and say I don't want the playoffs. I want the draft pick.
Hey, that's all right. Draft picks are nice too.
Exactly. That's why I want the Bears to lose so bad because we get a higher pick with their first round pick too.
So technically the Lions really aren't out of the playoff hunt, are they?
Lions are number 10.
They're not technically out, but you would need
They're
like
nowhere
the
near
rest
in.
of the teams.
Lions
There's like
right now-
this much of a chance. You see? You can't even see between my fingers. That's how much of a chance we
They would
have.
have to go on a monumental run to make the playoffs.
And I did not mean number 10. I meant they are number 16. That's
Yeah,
what I meant.
they are the
Still so early
16th team in the
season,
division.
though.
Yeah.
It's early in the season with the extra game. Everybody's technically still in. Nobody's statistically been eliminated yet.
If you look at
And you
the
have the extra
division,
playoff team.
if you look at the bottom of that division, the bottom where the in the hunt teams are at, that's why there's still a chance for anyone.
There's only 3 games ahead of us. Really?
Anyone.
You keep telling yourself that.
But the way they've been playing lately, I don't see it happening.
No, but
There we
I'm
go.
just saying, it's still a chance. You'd say there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
We'll all be honest.
There is
There's
a
no
chance.
Yeah, you know what? The Giants and the Lions are going to make it in the playoffs.
That would be the funniest
We'll
shit
go to
ever.
that game.
That would be the wild card matchup if you think about it.
thanks to everybody that's been
We'll go
tuning
to that
in.
game if it happens.
I want to give a special thanks to everybody that's been watching us all night tonight for our new premiere of Gridiron Chat. We're happy to be here and doing this new show. Hoping you all are enjoying it. Let us know after the show too. Comment on YouTube. Let us know what you thought. We'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Now we're gonna go. Let's get a final thought on the NFC East. I'm going to say that I pretty much agree with you guys. I like Statman. I like what you said about just because, technically the Giants could still somehow make it in. That's a possibility. But yeah, I think Dallas is definitely going to win. I don't maybe the Eagles can turn it around and take it, but at this point it looks like it's Dallas's division to lose. JB, final thought on the NFC East.
Cowboys will win the division. Like I said, it's the Cowboys to lose. There isn't a team that's playing well enough to catch them, really.
Nice. Yeah, I mean the Cowboys are sitting at 6-2 right now. So, Stratman.
Yeah, I mean, like Jeremy says, the Cowboys division to lose. But I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think either Philly or New York Giants make it into the playoffs.
I like that. Dan, your final thoughts on the NFC East.
I agree with Statman, but my final thoughts on the NFC East, we all suck.
Just like the NFC North. The Packers are running away with our division. There's no one even close to them.
And the Packers aren't even good. Just like the Cowboys aren't even good. It's just
everybody else is that much worse.
Circumstances.
They're favored by the refs. Aaron Rodgers pays the refs before every game. And that's just how it is. He gets every call.
That meme? You've seen that meme where Aaron's talking to the refs. You keep moving those sticks and I'll keep
S and them D's. So it took me a second to process what you were saying. It took me a second. I was sitting there like, then I got it. So sometimes it takes me a second to realize things. So, but I just caught that slow.
It's okay.
All right. Well, next week, Logan, who do we got next week? Who are we featuring next week?
We are featuring the NFC South. So that's the New Orleans Saints, the Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's right. Look forward to that NFC South breakdown right here next week, Wednesday night. Hope you guys all. But our final segment of the night, we got Bet It All with Mr. Dan Leonard. He's going to go over some of his key spreads for this coming up weekend. So go ahead, Dan. Take it away, buddy.
Okay. So for the 1 o'clock
he said
games,
spread.
He did say spread. Okay.
He did.
Okay. The 1 o'clock games, I have a 5-game parlay here. Taking Baltimore, -7.5 over the Dolphins. The Dolphins just can't put up points, really, and I'm never betting against Baltimore again. Every week they get me. The second game, I got the Browns, +1.5 over the Pats. Granted, I think that one might be the game that I'd probably stay away from the most, but I feel the Browns are going to be pretty strong in that. Then we got the Jaguars, +10.5 over the Colts. Granted, I don't think the Jaguars or the Colts are going to put up a whole bunch of points, but based off what the Jaguars defense did last week, I'm going to take that spread and think they'll cover it. By no means am I saying they're going to win that game. Then I got Atlanta, +9 over Dallas. I don't think Dallas can stop Kyle Pitts or Cordell Patterson at all. Then I have the Bucs, -9.5 over Washington. Both of the defenses are horrible, but the Bucs can score. Now, the beauty on this, if you put a $5 parlay on these five games right here, you win $400 on it right now.
I like it. What about your late games?
Reward. My late games. I have the Cards, -10.5 over the Panthers. That one, I'm still a little iffy on because they said Kyler Murray's still day-to-day. But I don't see the Panthers doing anything now. Then I have the Seahawks plus 3.5 over Green Bay since Russell Wilson's back and the discount Double D is probably not going to be playing. We got the Eagles 3.5 over Denver. I just like the Eagles on that game big time. And I think you're going to cover the spread. They've been putting up more points, and I think they're dangerous running that ball now. Then I got the Raiders plus 2.5 over the Chiefs. The Chiefs' defense really hasn't shown that it stops very much, and Derek Carr is one of the top passers in the league this season. And then my final game, which I bet on every time, I'm taking the Rams, negative 3.5 over the 49ers, because there's no way Matt Stafford has 2 bad games in a row.
All right.
Might I add one thing I looked up when I was looking the odds on FoxSports.com? Fox Sports says the bet to lay down this week is the Lions to cover versus the Steelers. They're not saying they're going to win it all, but both offenses are not putting up a boatload of points, and more than likely the Lions will cover.
I'll take that bet.
Until this week.
9-point spread, right?
8.5.
Yeah. Well, I know FanDuel had it at 9, but my thing is every time I bet on the Lions thinking they're going to cover that spread. Nope.
Well, they said that's probably the best bet going this week on FoxSports.com.
Yeah, but you know what? Can the Lions really stop the Steelers running or passing? The Steelers have a good defense, so they're going to hold the Lions in check there.
The Lions have proved that they can stop very good teams.
Running games. They've stopped a lot of good running games.
Mm-hmm.
It's the crappy teams that they're not supposed to stop, that they are supposed to stop, that they can't.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like we were
they're great for 3 quarters.
Like against the Eagles was like supposed to be like a for sure thing. Like everybody, that's the most winnable game on our schedule. Yeah,
I took the spread.
That didn't work out.
Well, let's show you guys one more time. You don't have to, go over it again, Dan, but I'm just going to show everybody one more time real quick. Here are Dan Leonard's spreads for this weekend for early games and for the late games. Make sure that you jot these down if you'd like. And Dan, thank you so much for sharing your first ever segment on our show. So thank you very much, my man. Good job.
Thank you for allowing me to.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to just bet on one game, Baltimore over the Dolphins all day.
Oh, yeah.
I'd take that.
Dar says Denver is going to win by 9, and Crazy Ken says Broncos are going to beat the Eagles straight up.
Nope.
If they do what they did to get Dallas, Eagles are going to have a tough time running the ball.
I think that was a fluke game. Plus, the Broncos got freaking Pat Surtain on injured right now with a bum knee.
Yeah.
And Dallas doesn't have a running quarterback like Jalen Hurts.
All right, well, take it or leave it. Those are Dan's bet it all picks for this weekend's games. Hey, guys, it is that time of night where it's time to go. It's time to say our goodbyes. But we have fun tonight. Thank you all so much. Are you going to do it, or are you saving that for the other show?
I'm just waving, buddy.
Are you going
to? I mean, if you want me to. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a We Are Lions Nation podcast show without me singing the Lions fight song.
It's not. So go ahead. Take it away, buddy. Take it away.
All right. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 rah. Hard win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions! There we go.
One pride.
One pride.
Always Lions first. But hey, thank you everybody for tuning in to our first ever episode of Gridiron Chat. We hope to see you next week at the same time. where we break down the NFC South. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. For Dan Leonard, the Stat Man, Smoking Jeremy B, I am the Soul Man, and everybody have a beautiful rest of your evening.